Bible truth, line by line, in context, 5-minute lessons. Let's go. Welcome to Bible Bites. All right, guys, the 5-minute lesson starts now. All right, what's up, guys? Last time we left off with Romans 2:17, and we see that Paul is building an argument against the Jewish people's identity choices. Okay, so we're going to pick up with Romans 2:18. Actually, we're going to combine 2:18 and 2:19. And we're just going to keep it going. So let's go. Paul continues to call out their identity here, right? So the Jews are confident that they are themselves only. Look at the text, themselves only. That's some pride, right? Only. They are guides of the blind, a light to those in darkness, instructors of the foolish, teachers of babes, holders of the form of knowledge and truth through the law. Now, we're going to get to this form of knowledge in a second, but hold that in your head. All right, let's go. Romans 2:21, okay? Actually, I think I combined 2:18, 2:19, and 2:20 in the last little section there, so we're going to go to Romans 2:21. But Paul asked the Jews in the audience a few questions now to peel back the lies they've wrapped around and smothered the truth with. Okay, so let's go. He asked, "Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself?" This is a direct call back to Romans 2:20, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes. But then the verse says, Jews who instruct or teach hast the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Now, using the word form is deliberate, okay? Form means to shape an outward appearance. To shape an outward appearance. So they have a form of knowledge and of truth in the law, but they only have an outward appearance of that knowledge and truth in the law, meaning it's not internal, right? Paul is saying Jews have the thing which contains the truth, which is the law, right? But they do not hold, see, or understand the truth itself. So he asks if they, Jews, are practicing what they preach or doing the same things, right? Remember, Romans 2:1, thou condemnest thyself, for thou that judgest doest the same things. Romans 2:22 kind of follows in that vein, so we're going to pop on down to Romans 2:23, right? Paul finally asked them directly, if you guys boast to others of your law, but break the law at the same time, aren't you dishonoring God? Right? He's forcing the Jews to face the truth within the form of knowledge they boast about. If by their boasting they condemn Gentiles for breaking the law, he's like saying, show me which part of the law pardons or excuses you Jews when you break the law. Show me that part of the law where you get away with it. Knowing that there is no part, and they who don't like to keep the knowledge of God in their head are being forced to face the truth. Let's go. Romans 2:24. Paul then straight up tells them the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you. To blaspheme, it means to speak or act in a disrespectful, evil way about or toward God. So Paul is saying, because Jews boast of God and law, but break this law too, Gentiles follow what the Jews teach. Disrespect. Paul ends by saying this blaspheming through his people was written about in the old scriptures. Now look, Isaiah 52:5, and continually all the day my name is despised. And then again, Ezekiel 36:20, I'm pulling this from the text, right? But when they came to the nations, Gentile nations, wherever they came, they profaned my holy name. And that people said of them, Jews, these are the people of the Lord, and yet they had to go out of his land. To be God's chosen people and yet break his law without a thought is to leave God's land. His ways are inferior. Remember, Romans 1:32, knowing the judgment of God for evil acts is death. We not only do them anyway, but take pleasure in doing them. Romans 2:25. So Paul then goes on to state that if Jews are a breaker of the law, then their circumcision becomes uncircumcision. Now, here's a quick lesson. Jews were commanded to be circumcised as a sign that they were God's chosen people, a reminder of their covenant promise from God. Only Jews did this at that time. So, Paul is saying, if a Jew breaks his law, their status, identity as a Jew, will be revoked. This is a direct challenge to Romans 2:17. They might be called a Jew by men, but that identity comes from God and his requirements that must be met, or else you will not keep your chosen status. Basically, a Jew can be unjewed. I'm going to stop there. We're going to keep going, guys. This one was fun. We got a lot more to do. It just keeps picking up. It gets deeper and deeper and deeper, but way more clear as you begin to put this whole big puzzle together. Then you don't have to worry about all these voices out there telling you this, that, and the other. We're going to keep it with God. All right. Love you. Talk to you next time.